Trigger warning. Ghosts, ghouls, and gruesome stuff ahead. It's weird. It's dark. It's your kind of vibe. Welcome to Haunted and Homicidal, the podcast where true crime meets the paranormal. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Courtney. Every week we uncover the terrifying, the twisted, and the totally unexplainable. Lock your doors and grab your sage.
Because things are about to get haunted and homicidal.
It's warm up in this bitch.
No, incorrect.
Yes.
Hey guys. We have a sickie over here. Yeah, I'm not feeling too great either, but we're here. Barely hanging on.
My friend's kid jinxed me. Little turd.
Yeah,
nugget.
fuck them kids. Fuck them kids.
I was on FaceTime with her because her whole family was sick. And I was on FaceTime and he had made some comment and I was like, well, I'm not sick. And he goes, oh, don't worry, you're next. Next day, freaking felt like shit. I was like, you little turd nugget.
That's hilarious.
Had my freaking voodoo doll or something.
He must have shit. Oh, wow. Okay.
And then I brought the wrong freaking meds today.
Look, if you take them, you can take them, okay?
I'll
You're just going to be like
drowsy.
Narcoleptic and I'll just have to slap you awake and I'm okay with that. It'll be okay. But I guess we can just go ahead and get into the story since we really don't have a lot else to talk about other than being sick or having a really bad headache. So today I'm going to cover Mary Cowan. She is known as the Black Widow or the Borgia of Maine. She was born March 8th, 1863. She's a Pisces. She was born in Plymouth, Maine. So she was a pilgrim. Just kidding. That was way after.
That was way after.
Yeah.
I had to think for a second. I was like, wait a minute. Wait.
Yeah, she wasn't a pilgrim. Close, but not completely. Hold on. She was born to Jonathan F. Knight, who was a Civil War veteran, and Aphia B. Knight. In her early life, they did live in a rural home in Plymouth, one of several children born to the family. She spent most of her time on the family homestead, nestled in a quiet farming community. So, I mean, back in that time, there wasn't much else but farming communities. Like the whole country was pretty much farming communities.
I mean, you drive to Wisconsin, that's all you see is farms.
Well, I mean, this is also like, I mean, it's rural, obviously, but, it's the 1800s, so there's not like a lot of stores or anything like that. Oh, shit.
Don't break it.
Shh. Okay. There's like not a lot of stores or anything like that. Other than like, your little Kona stove.
Kona stove.
While specific details of her childhood are very, very limited, mainly because it's the 1800s, there is no documented evidence of like any kind of trauma or abuse that would lead to her doing what she did. Kind of reminiscent of Brian Pennell.
Bitch boy Brian.
Yeah, exactly. Brian Penelope Pennell. Okay. So, it is kind of one of those situations where everybody was scratching their head because they never saw it coming.
Nope.
At the age of 17 or 20, each source said something different and none of them were consistent. It said that she married a young farmer named Willis W. Bean of nearby Dixmont. During their marriage, the couple had 3 children, Grace, Alice, and Mabel. At some point during their marriage...
That says Gracie.
Oh, it sure does. I'm telling you, I can't see today. The couple had 3 children, Gracie, Alice, and Mabel. At some point during their marriage, Willis mentioned that he wanted to become a physician. Mary was super supportive and also kind of wanted the same thing for herself. So he's like, hey, babe, I want to be a doctor. And she's like, fuck yeah, me too. Yeah. Which, I mean, show support, back your husband up. And that's what she did.
Go wifey, woohoo.
Right. So, like, we're off to a good start, right? Nothing seems out of the ordinary.
And then it all goes downhill. Dun, dun, dun.
Well, the family was too poor, and they had children to take care of, so they weren't really able to chase the dreams of being a physician like they would have liked to. So.
It's expensive.
Yeah, I mean, and even back in the 1800s, I would imagine it's...
Even now, it's expensive.
Yeah.
You're in debt like your whole life.
Yeah. I mean, and like in the 1800s, you lived like, what, 40?
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Yeah.
In 1884, Gracie was found smothered to death by a neighbor at the family home, and it is said that when he informed Mary, she stated that she already knew and that the child had died about an hour and a half prior to the discovery of the body.
Oh, wait, hold up, back up, what?
Yeah. So her neighbor came over, I guess, to hang out, and he found the little girl dead. And he told Mary, and she was like, yeah, cool, I know. She died about an hour and a half ago.
What?
Yeah, so she was like super nonchalant, not, upset in any form or fashion. She was just like, okay, you want to play some poker? Would you like some sweet tea? A biscuit?
The fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. There was no official investigation, but the neighbor suspected that Mary had killed the child to get rid of her.
How is there no investigation? Like, what?
It's the 1840s. I mean, no.
That's
1860s, 70s. So it's 1800 somewhere. They just...
1880s, ma'am. You said she died in 1884.
Oh, yeah, 1880s. So...
We struggling today. Sorry.
It's rough. So in the following 2 years, the other two died of peculiar stomach aches, but again, no investigation.
So she killed all them kids.
All three of her kids. So this is where we start going downhill with...
Where's the husband?
He doesn't know he knows that they're dying, obviously, but he doesn't know that she's doing it. They're just... The doctor said stomach problems, so...
He's next.
This is like giggling granny number one because she was later in like the 1900s. It's crazy.
So giggling granny got her ideas.
So that means all three of her children were dead within a 2-year span.
That's terrible. And how did they say like how old they were?
It doesn't. But I mean, like, it didn't list like their dates of birth or anything like that. It just kind of gave like a year, not even really like a month. Despite these tragedies, quote unquote, Willis still decided to pursue his medical career. He enrolled into a dubious institute that sold diplomas for $25, which is about $900 today.
Ugh.
Like Cracker Jack's diplomas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, they can afford it now.
Well, kind of.
Killed them kids.
Yeah. And it doesn't say if they got insurance money off the kids or not, to be able to pay for that, but just know she killed all three of them. So this was considered fraudulent, and a state law was passed which prohibited the selling of fake diplomas right before Willis could even acquire it. So he paid the $25 and didn't even get the fake diploma.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sucks to suck.
Right. Do it the right way. Mary and Willis then chose to travel to an out-of-state institution in Ohio to get their diplomas. So initially, he was the only one that had applied for this fake medical place to get his diploma. But then they decided since that didn't work out and the state put laws against it, they were going to go out of state, and they're both looking to get their diploma now. Before leaving, Willis confided in his parents that he would invest money in a farm in which he would live after returning to Maine after obtaining his medical diploma. The farm was purchased and the mortgage was given to Willis's dad, but the purchase was actually never recorded.
Wait, so he bought another farm?
Mm-hmm. He bought a small farm for himself and for Mary for when they returned. I guess because it was at a really good amount. And so then he gave the deed to his dad, but the record of the sale had never been recorded.
Oh.
They borrowed about $200 from his parents, which is about $7,200 today. And then the couple traveled to Ohio and enrolled in the institute. So they were both going to school at this time. On January 6th of 1988, Willis's parents received a letter claiming that Willis had died mysteriously.
She done killed him off.
With the cause of death later determined to be quote-unquote stomach pain, similar to the children who had died in previous years.
She done killed him off. It's really warm in here.
Mary soon returned to stay with her in-laws, and soon after that, the unrecorded mortgage went missing.
Of course it did.
Mm-hmm. Since she had the deed to the farm and thus owned the land, she sold the farm for about $2,000, which is about $66,000 today.
Oh,
Though
nice.
Willis's death had no initial cause, those he was in school with at the institution exhumed his body, and doctors at the institute examined him for arsenic.
So how'd they not get her then? How'd they not get her then?
I don't know.
Cause like how would...
I mean, I would think probably back in those days it took a while for them to do the testing and stuff.
They still could have got her.
I mean, it doesn't say at this time if it was confirmed that it was arsenic. They just had that suspicion, so they exhumed the body and sent it for testing. So this lady got around, okay? She had several marriages.
She a hoe too.
She is a hoe bag.
Oh my gosh. Why is everyone such a hoe?
Yeah. She only married 2 more times. But that's still 3 marriages, okay?
Back then, they be like, that's a hoe.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, you weren't supposed to get divorced back then. Like, you stayed married or died trying, you know? Fuck that. I am for divorce, 100%. Mary married George H. Taylor in 1890, who was a Dixmont laborer that worked at the Lewiston Mills. Taylor, who belonged to the Independent Order of Oddfellows, died after 4 days of severe stomach pain in 1891. So
they're only married for 4 days.
No. They got married in 1890. And so he died after 4 days of stomach pain in 91.
Oh.
So they were married, give or take a year.
I was probably like, dang, she killed him quick.
Yeah, no, it was about a year. Similar to
That's
that
still
of her
quick.
late husband and 2 of her children, since the first one was smothered. So the 2 kids died of the stomach pain, and then Willis died of the stomach pain. Since he was an Oddfellow member, it was supposed that he had a life insurance policy. So basically, the Oddfellows are just this little group, like kind of like a union,
Yeah.
of the people who work in the mills. So basically what happens is it's like a union. You pay your dues and then they give you the benefits. So life insurance was like a primary thing that was provided to the members. Okay. So keep that in mind.
What should go around the group?
No, but she did expect him to have a life insurance policy. So
I'm gonna laugh if he was new and they said, not yet.
We'll get there.
Oh.
So she's sitting there thinking, hey, this guy has a life insurance policy.
Joke's on you, bitch. No, I don't.
Yeah. He had forgotten to pay his dues.
Ooh, she picked the wrong one.
Yep. So it was null and void.
Ha ha, that's what you get.
However,
Dang it.
the community collected several $100s as a donation to the supposedly quote unquote grieving widow Mary.
She don't need no damn donation. Fuck that bitch. She don't care. No.
Yep.
No.
So all these group members, the community and everything felt sorry for her, felt bad that George hadn't paid his dues and didn't have a life insurance policy. And they're like,
She don't need it.
at the time they don't know that.
She don't need that.
But they're like, oh no, this poor wife lost her husband. She needs the help. He didn't have a life insurance policy.
Helping ahead.
So they gathered the community like good people do and collected donations and donated them to her. So they did the right thing.
At that one time, they could not be nice. They can be mean and say, screw her.
Well, they could have been, but at the time they didn't know, And I think if they
Yeah.
had known or felt something was off, they probably wouldn't have gone to that extreme, but that's
Be
what
like,
they
give my
did.
money back, bitch.
Yeah.
You good over there?
No. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Are you going to need these meds?
I took 2 Benadryl last night because I was itching so bad from this fucking Band-Aid. It fucked me up.
It might be the whatever it's made out of.
I am allergic to latex tape, like the adhesive on latex tape.
So it might be that.
I don't know, but I'm not happy. I've scratched to blisters.
Put gauze on it. And
I would
just
still have
see-
to put the Band-Aid on it.
use tape or use
don't have-
something else.
I don't have anything else.
Just take
I have
gauze and then
electrical
take plastic wrap and just wrap it around yourself.
No, I'm not doing all that. I am not going to look like a fucking ham that's ready for Christmas.
No one will ever know.
I'll know. I'll
Yeah,
walk around every time I say it, it's going to be and be like, fucking plastic wrap. No, I'm not doing it. It's going to be uncomfortable. Okay. So a few months later after Taylor's death, a few months after Taylor's death, Mary married Elias Cowan, which will be her final husband, a widowed farmer who had an 8-year-old son
Leave the kid alone.
named Willis Cowan.
Oh, that's fucked up.
So she married somebody who had a son that was named her first husband's name.
That's fucked up.
So we're going to call him Willie from here on out. That way it doesn't get confusing if y'all think I'm talking about like the husband. No, the kid is going to be Willie. Little Willie.
Little Willie.
Not long after the marriage, a full set of farm buildings belonging to Elias mysteriously burned to the ground. According to neighbors who arrived to help put out the fire, they found the family's clothing, dishes, and other items tied up in bundles and ready to be carried out, more or less indicating that the fire was planned more than accidental.
So she had stuff already packed.
Yeah.
This bitch ain't smart.
It was stuff packed that she didn't want destroyed in the fire, and it was just neatly packed in place somewhere else before the fire started.
That's not suspicious at all.
Yeah. And at the same time, neighbors also reported that she had been very, very, very abusive towards Willie.
Leave the kid alone. Where's your back scratcher?
I'm gonna get you one of those for Christmas.
I have one. I keep leaving it in my apartment.
I know, but I will get you one to have here. Okay. September 14th of 1884, Willie was brought down with severe stomach pains after eating some green apples. A physician was called to the family home who prescribed some medicine and assured that the young boy would be fine in just a couple of hours. 2 days later, Willie died in agonizing pain.
Why would you do that to the poor kid?
She doesn't give a fuck. She killed her own kids.
Bitch.
She killed her own flesh and blood. Do you think she cares if she kills somebody else's?
He should have murdered her at that point. Fuck it.
I mean, again, nobody is catching on yet.
They all dumb.
Yeah. Due to Mary's history of similar deaths and the fact that her husband fell ill with similar symptoms but recovered. So she tried to kill Elias the same way. He got sick, but he got better. She did not manage to kill him.
He better catch on then.
Willis's body was exhumed and his organs were sent for analysis at the Bowdoin College in Brunswick. The autopsy results showed that the body contained heavy amounts of arsenic, enough to kill a full-grown ox.
What'd she do? Want to make sure this kid was freaking dead?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good golly.
Oh, yeah, for sure. She wanted to make sure there were no ifs, ands, or buts about the situation. That little boy needed to die.
Poor Willie.
Yeah. Without hesitation, finally, the fucking police arrested Mary for the murder of her stepson.
Hallelujah.
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 Until she was arrested, however, she had threatened legal action if anyone dared accuse her of poisoning him. So it sounds like the results came out about the autopsy that had the poison in it, and she's like, if anyone says I did it, I'm going to sue you.
But bitch, you did it.
Yeah, she did do it. But I guess that was just, she's like, I didn't do it. And if you say I did, that's slander and I'm going to sue you. Well, bitch.
Bitch, you gonna lose
Fucking
anyway.
rot in prison, okay? The most common symptom of arsenic poisoning is, guess what? Severe abdominal pain.
They're catching on.
Mm-hmm. And it also has, vomiting and diarrhea, which can accompany severe abdominal pain or cause it, if like in a normal situation, if you're not poisoned.
Yeah.
The newspapers claim that Mary wanted to inherit all of George's property directly from him and not have it pass through the firstborn son. So she wasn't trying to get rid of him. She got rid of him because
But
she
she's
wanted
trying to burn down his shit.
yeah, for the insurance money.
She,
Money motivated.
making my eye twitch.
So you should just like come over with like tape on your eyes to keep them open, because you know every fucking time there's going to be a bitch or a dick
I know.
fucking around and make your eye twitch. My eye was twitching so fucking bad Friday. Like I was like this the whole time trying to work, and I'm like, I can't see the screen. So now we're going to get to the trial and the sentencing. During her 1895 trial, an ample amount of evidence was presented, pinning Mary as the one who had poisoned Willie. One witness was a young neighbor girl who claimed to have seen Mary putting white powder into the boy's medicine, but her dad did not let her testify. He would not let her testify for her safety.
Smart. Well, I mean, that's kind of smart. That's kind of smart because she could have gone after her.
Right. Like if she had gotten off for some reason, he didn't want her to then go after his daughter, you know, knowing it's like a poison thing, and she wouldn't be able to eat anything inside or outside of the house at all, because we don't know if she would break in or, you know, so yeah, it's a smart move on his part.
Crazy.
Luckily, thankfully, that testimony wasn't needed because she did get convicted.
Good.
So
good.
Despite this, the prosecutors proved that the dose of arsenic present in the body could have only been put deliberately, and after a few days of deliberation, the jury found Mary guilty. Whoop, whoop.
Hallelujah.
And she was sentenced to life in prison.
What?
Life in prison.
They should have gave her the death penalty.
Yeah. So, like, some of these states, like, didn't have it at that time, and then did have it, and then took it away again. Like, there are some states who do not have the death penalty at all. We are not one of them. Thank fucking Hecate. Okay? I am 100% for the death penalty. Where am I? Oh, okay. Mary was expressionless, and her attorney, J.F. Robinson, announced that he would file an appeal, which they tend to do when they get a life sentence or a death penalty sentence. By June, however, the proceedings of a retrial had been withdrawn.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
So it doesn't say whether or not, like, she was like, never mind, or the defense attorney is like, fuck this shit, she's guilty.
They probably said both.
Maybe. Whatever the situation was, they withdrew the petition. So she was never charged with any of the other murders.
Excuse?
Mm-hmm. She was only charged with Willie's murder.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. Her husband, all three of her children, and George.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, they knew she did it, but she was never formally charged with it.
That's some bullshit.
And again, like in previous stories, when you get a life sentence or a death sentence, a lot of the time they do not try them for the other murders because it's not going to make a difference. It's not going to add on to their sentence. They can't have a life sentence plus they're there till they die. I mean, and like with, what was it? The Menendez brothers, they got 2 life sentences each.
Aren't they trying to release them now?
We're gonna do that one soon.
That's on your list, isn't it? Because I don't have that one.
So I tried to stay away from like the really, really, really recent ones that have like updates right now because we don't know anything. While in prison, Mary conducted numerous interviews with I need more coffee. Hold on. I'm sucking my lips in. I'm like a Wendigo.
I brought you the big one.
I struggle.
Is it better today?
It's so good today. I like this one. I don't like the other one. Okay.
Oh, yeah, because you got a different one last time.
It was the smooth and salty or sweet and salty?
Yeah, sweet and salty.
It was okay after I added the creamer to it, but...
Yours is just probably more salty than the sweet last time.
It was bitter. Very, very... Like, you know, if you have coffee without sugar or any kind of sweetener in it, it's just that bitter coffee flavor. That's what it was. This coffee from 7 Brew, the Smooth 7, is fucking delicious. We are not sponsored, but we would be okay if we were.
I thought I had to burp for a second.
I was like, are you going to throw up?
Nothing came out. No, I thought I had to burp. But it was like, nope, never mind.
Oh, okay. Backwards burp.
Pretty much.
I hate when that happens. Like, you have to burp and then, like, it doesn't, and it just, like, travels back down your stomach.
It's like, what the hell just happened?
So, while in prison, Mary conducted numerous interviews with reporters and those who wished to speak with her. So, just anybody, Really? Like, they came to the prison, they're like, hey, can I talk to Mary? And they're like, okay.
Bad idea. Bad idea.
Yeah, it's crazy because people do that shit. Like, they just, it's so weird.
It's like those people who like fall in love with prisoners and stuff when I'm like, oh, don't know.
My God, yeah. Like all the people who wrote to Ted Bundy, like, okay, I get it.
Like, you don't know the man.
He was super attractive, very charismatic. I get it, but dude,
Zac
he
Efron did a good Ted Bundy.
He killed women.
He did.
Like what?
And all these women are like,
so
oh, I love you.
Yeah, I don't get, like, they fascinate me, but I'm not like, oh baby. You know, like,
It's like the same thing with Charles Manson. They did the same shit.
okay, now I would have. Look,
Okay, you would have.
I would have been a follower, okay? Because he is just, his fucking mind is fascinating. Just, he was brilliant, okay? On one occasion, Mary confided to a reporter that she had a private detective who supposedly unearthed evidence in her favor and believed that she would be a free woman again one day soon.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Maybe she did think that happened. She might have been crazy.
In her delulu mind, yeah.
Yeah. Mary was imprisoned at the Maine State Prison, then in Thomaston, for the following 2 years. In 1898, Mary's examining physician turned to Governor Llewellyn Powers with the request of pardoning Mary as she was in failing health and wished to die peacefully in her Dixmont home.
No, let her die in prison.
Right? Despite her health, here's real confusing information, okay? Despite her health, she gave birth while incarcerated.
Who the hell was the father?
Not a clue. Could have been any of these people who were visiting her.
Why would you? What the? I mean, how old was she at this time?
Let me look. She was born in 63 and this was 98, so 35.
Okay, so she's still childbearing years. But oh my God.
Yeah, so it could have been. It could have been somebody that visited her. It could have been a prison guard.
She killed her kids. Why would you let her have more?
Yeah, they don't care. Like, if you're visiting, I don't know, they don't care.
People are fucked up.
However, along with Mary, they both died.
I mean,
soon after.
That's kind of sad for the baby.
Yeah.
That's very sad for the baby. But fuck her.
But also, like, where would the baby go? If you didn't know who the father was, the mom was incarcerated, what would happen to the baby anyway? It would be put in state custody.
Adoption?
Yeah. But you don't know if that baby's going to go to a good home. A lot of foster parents or adoptive parents, well, not the ones that are paying because adoption's expensive, but a lot of the foster parents who get paid the money to take these kids are worse than the actual parents.
Yeah, that's true.
She was first interred at Etna, where her parents lived, but was later moved to the Sawyer Cemetery in her birthplace of Plymouth. She was buried, guess where?
If you say by her kids and her husband,
on the family plot where the rest of her family was buried.
Fuck that shit. She can be in the... No. She does not deserve the family plot. No.
Yep.
No.
That's where she was buried.
She can go in the ditch.
So, she is considered one of the most cold-blooded and deadly female serial killers of the 19th century. Again, she was called the Black Widow or the Borgia of Maine. Borgia after Lucrezia Borgia, the Italian Renaissance era noblewoman who, as the stories claim, poisoned her husband and her lovers once they were no longer useful to her. Girl, same. She is said to be likely to be Maine's first and deadliest serial killer. So she is not only the first serial killer, she has been the worst in the state of Maine.
They haven't had worse than poisoning?
No, I mean, like, I guess the amount of people that she killed.
Oh, okay.
You know, serial killer-esque. Yeah. She is claimed to be the first serial killer in Maine and the one who has done the worst, the biggest damage.
That's still fucked up. They put her in a family plot. She's not in a family plot. She can go in the fucking ditch. That's not okay.
But that is Miss Mary Cowan, you guys. So, like, let's not take a page out of her book. And if you're unhappy in your marriage, divorce.
Leave them kids alone. Do not kill them either.
If you're unhappy with your children, give them up for adoption. And if you want money, just get a fucking job.
I'm doing Linda Hazzard.
Okay, Dukes of Hazzard, cool.
Do not compare her to Dukes of Hazzard.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Shh.
Bad, Lauren. No.
Oh no.
Bad.
I'm gonna go get in the corner now.
So she's known as the doctor who starved her patients to death.
Okay, we're already not off to a good start.
So, Olala, a ferry's ride across Puget Sound from Seattle, is a mostly forgotten place. The handful of dilapidated buildings is a testament to the hard scrabble farmers, loggers, and fishermen who once tried to make a living among the blackberry vines and Douglas firs.
Okay.
In 1910, they were briefly on the front page of international newspapers for a murder trial, the likes of which the region has never seen before or since.
1910? Okay. So it's still an old one, but mostly recent.
Yes. All right. So Linda was born December 18th, 1867 in Carver County, Minnesota. She's a Sagittarius.
Okay.
I feel like all of mine have been Sagittariuses.
I'm a Sagittarius.
I know you are. Linda?
Keep that in mind moving forward. Sagittariuses are serial killers. Okay. Actually, I do think a lot of serial killers are Sagittarius.
It feels like majority of the ones we've had have all been Sagittariuses.
Or Scorpios.
That too.
Like in that.
No Virgos. Hee hee hee.
I mean, they're probably coming. Mine have been Pisces, Taurus. Mine have been like all over the place.
Yeah. I think all mine have mainly been Sagittarius. Linda Laura Burfield was the oldest of 7 children of
Good
Susanna
God.
Neal and Montgomery Burfield. Yeah, that's a lot of kids.
That's like 6 too many.
That's a lot. And I guess she changed how she spells her name Linda because, like, it spells it Lynda, but then later she spells it Linda.
Did she spell it that way or did the sources spell it that way? It could just be like
I don't know.
an oversight.
I don't know. Because, and, like, all of them, they had her, like, her name, like, her birth. Like, that's how they spelled her name. But
Okay.
then when they explain, like, everything else, like, they spell it the other way.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. She married Irwin Perry at the age of 18 and had 2 children, Rollin and Flora. And then after deciding to open her own fasting practice, she left her husband and kids and moved to Minneapolis in 1898.
Okay.
She said, fuck them husband and them kids.
Wait. Who?
Linda. She left her husband and her kids to open her fasting practice. Listen, Linda, listen.
Listen, Linda.
And then she married Samuel C. Hazzard, a West Point graduate with a history of drinking and swindling in 1903. He was already married, and the resulting bigotry trial cost him 2 years in prison.
What?
Yes.
So he got arrested for already being married and then remarrying.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
because he's
mean-
technically married twice.
Okay.
And then in 1907, after he was released, they moved to Washington State and opened her practice in Seattle. Despite little former training and a lack of a medical degree, she was licensed by the state of Washington as a fasting specialist, quote unquote, through a loophole that grandfathered in some practitioners of alternative medicine without degrees.
So fasting is in not eating.
Yes.
Okay.
Or like you only eat like between a certain amount of time, and you only eat like, me and my brother did a fasting thing. And so we ate between like 8 a.m. to like 8 p.m. And then
So you get that 12 hours of fasting.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
that's what we did. We did like because we did the healthy way, his way. And then he tried to kill me in the workouts. Never work out with an army person. They tried to kill me.
Or only work out with an army person or Marines.
So by 1908, 2 Washingtonians had died under her care. It caught the media's attention, and she responded to the public outcry with a full-page article educating readers about her fasting cure. Denying her patients' death were caused by starvation, she states, in each of these cases, it is my absolute conviction that their days were prolonged by the methods employed.
Okay, so she's basically saying, no. I didn't kill them. I actually helped them live longer.
Pretty much. Yeah, she was in denial the whole time. She was like, I didn't kill them. My methods didn't kill them. No.
Okay. Well, yeah, they kind of did, but okay.
Yeah.
Starvation kills people, so okay.
After stating that in her 11 years of practice, only 9 patients have been lost, she continues.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm still on the struggle bus. Say that again?
After stating that in her 11 years of practice, only 9 patients had been lost.
That's almost 1 patient a year.
Pretty much.
That's not the flex she thinks it is.
Nope.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I heard you correctly. Okay. I heard the microwave.
Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. And then she continues by saying, what doctor can show a record such as that when a physician administers a drug and his patient dies in 20 minutes, nothing is said. But when one of my charges dies, there's a great stir. The regular doctors hate me because I have a new method. They abhor anything new.
Okay, so like when a legitimate degree doctor is involved in end-of-life care, it's because they're already dying or there's an emergency and they're dying. These are healthy people coming to you just to, I'm guessing, lose weight.
Pretty much.
And you're starving them to death, which means their organs are shutting down. They're not getting the nutrients that they need. It's like completely... What?
Okay. That's what I said.
Oh. Okay.
She studied under Edward Hooker Dewey, MD, a well-known proponent of fasting.
But he was an actual doctor, MD, medical doctor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And because, I think his fasting methods were not as severe as hers.
I mean, fasting it has been proven to be helpful. It has been, but
how
you've got
she
to
was
find the
doing
right
it-
moderation.
Yeah, how she was doing it was not.
No, obviously not.
Because, because I had one dude, did a diary, and he, tracked what he ate, and I have that in here, so I'll read that. And, yeah, because what she did...
1 p.m., 1 peanut.
Pretty much.
Really?
No.
Oh. Okay.
No, but something similar to that.
Okay.
Her methods, while not entirely unique, were extremely unorthodox. She believed that the root fall disease lay in food, specifically too much of it. Appetite is craving, hunger is desire. Craving is never satisfied, but desire is relieved and want is supplied. She wrote in her self-published 1908 book, Fasting for the Cure of Disease. The path to true health, Hazzard wrote, was to periodically let the digestive system rest, quote unquote.
Okay, that's what fasting means.
Through near total fast of days or more.
Days? Not eating for days? I mean, I know some cultures do that. Like 2 or 3 days where they don't eat.
Yeah.
But it's like once every couple of months.
Yeah. During this time, patients consumed only small servings of vegetable broth.
I thought you were going to say vegetable bark. I was like, what is vegetable bark?
Their systems flushed with daily enemas, which you don't,
Enema.
yeah, which is, if you don't know what that is, inserting liquid directly into your rectum, and vigorous massages that nurses says sometimes sounded more like beatings.
What were they massaging?
It never said. It just said massages.
Okay.
She wrote 3 books about what she claimed to be the science behind fasting and how it could cure diseases. So in 1908, she wrote Fasting for the Cure of Disease. In 1917, she wrote Diet and Disease and Systematic Cleansing. And then she amplified edition of Fasting for the Cure or Disease was published in 1927 under the title Scientific Fasting, the Ancient and Modern Key to Health.
Okay, so was she a scientist?
No. She thought she was.
Was she a nutritionist?
Nope. She thought she was.
And she wasn't the doctor?
Nope.
She was just a woman with an idea. Okay.
Yep. And she got her license through a loophole that she should never have had. Because that's where they fucked up.
Oh, God. Okay.
Even though they were extreme, her fasting practice drew on a well-established lineage. As she noted in her book, Fasting for Health and Spiritual Development is an ancient idea practiced by both yogis and Jesus Christ.
What's a yogi? Hold on, we're looking up what a yogi is. Like Yogi Bear?
I wrote it down and I forgot to put it in here. Oh, it's like a meditation thingy. Meditation person.
Oh.
is person who practices yoga engaging in meditation.
So a yoga instructor.
So like a monk, kind of.
But also like a yoga instructor.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The ancient Greeks thought demons could enter the mouth during eating, which helped encourage the idea of fasting for purification.
Wait a minute. Okay, that's a new one to me.
I know. I was like, what?
What?
Yeah, they thought a demon could enter your mouth while you were eating.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Pythagoras, Moses, and John the Baptist all recognized the spiritual power of the fast. While Cotton Mather thought prayer and fasting would solve the Salem witchcraft epidemic.
Hold on.
She's crying.
Oh, this is great. Okay, so hold on. Let me get this straight. Okay. So the demons come in through the mouth hole. Mm-hmm. Okay. But if you pray about it and don't eat anything, there's not going to be any witches?
Apparently.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
And then she established a sanitarium called Wilderness Heights, located in Olalla,
What?
Washington.
A sanit for crazy people?
That's what she called it.
What the fuck is... Okay.
Oh, that's what she called it.
I'm so confused right now.
I don't know. That's what she called it. I have no idea. I don't think she knew what she was doing.
Doesn't sound like it.
Where inpatients fasted for days, weeks, or months.
What? Okay.
On a diet consisting of small amounts of tomato, asparagus juice, and occasionally orange juice. Some patients survived and publicly endorsed her methods, and while dozens died under her care. Yeah, so she claimed that the deceased has succumbed to undisclosed, or I don't know what the heck I wrote. Hitherto?
Who?
I don't know. Undiagnosed illnesses such as cancer or cirrhosis.
Okay.
Her opponents claim that they all died of starvation, and local residents in Olalla refer to the sanitarium as Starvation Heights. I told you, she was in denial of that they died of starvation.
It sounds like it. Or she may not have been in denial, but she didn't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, she was in denial and was like, oh no, it's not me, I didn't do it.
Okay. Well.
And despite her harsh methods, she attracted a good bunch of patients. All right, in 1908, she had Lenora Wilcox, Daisy Maud Haglund, who was a Norwegian immigrant who died in 1908 after fasting for 50 days under Hazzard's care.
Oh my God. That's a month and 20 days. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but the official cause of death was, so for her, she actually died from stomach cancer.
Oh, okay.
So she kind of couldn't eat anyway, but, so she would have died either way. But she left behind a 3-year-old Ivor who would later go on to open the successful Seattle-based seafood restaurant chain that bears his name.
Oh.
And then 1909, she had Blanche B. Tyndall, Viola Heaton, Eugene Stanley Wakelin, who he did not die from starvation. He died from a bullet in the head on her property.
What?
But they think she's responsible, like she's in on it because she was his power of attorney.
Gotcha.
Yeah, a lot of these patients, she ended up becoming like their power of attorney or like getting like their estate, like all that shit.
Okay, so here again is where I say I don't think she was delusional about the reason they were dying. Yeah, no. I think based on that information, she knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah, she knew what she was doing. Yeah. And then 1910, she had Lydia Maud Whitney, Earl Edward Erdwin. And then 1911, she had Frank Southland, who was a prominent attorney with firm of Morris, Southland, and Shipley, law partner. And when she was arrested, they publicly defended her. Yeah.
Okay.
Lewis Ellsworth Rader, who was a Washington legislator in 1895, he granted Wilderness Heights to Linda.
What?
Yeah, I think he's the reason she got the sanitarium. That's my bracelet. I'm like, what the fuck's that noise?
Yeah, I was like, what is that noise?
That's my bracelet.
Okay. It's like... That's going to pick up on the thing big time.
My bad. And then she had John Ivan Flux. And then Claire Williamson. So, Claire Williamson, this one, is what finally got her arrested.
That's a lot of deaths.
That's a lot of deaths. All right. So, Claire and Dorothea Williamson will be her downfall.
Oh, there was 2 of them.
Yeah, they're sisters. But Claire's the only one that died.
But they were both in the program.
They were both there. So, Evelyn Dorothea, or Dora, Williamson was born September 9th, 1873 in Madras, India. Claire was born in London in 1877. Their father, George, was a surgeon and officer in the British Army for the Imperial Medical Services. He died in 1877, just a few months after Claire was born. And then their mother, Rosalia de Almeida Williamson, died in 1893 when Dora was 20 and Claire was 16. An inheritance was left to them by their Scottish grandfather, Charles. In 1881, England's census shows Rosalie, who was 33, Dora, who was 7, Claire, who was 3, and Margaret Conway, 23, from Victoria, Australia, was living together at 107 Backshot Road, Frimley, Surrey, England. And then...
So, hold on. I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Does it ever say, like, the people who went into the program were obese or morbidly obese or, like, the reason why they were doing it?
The only ones they really said will be Claire and Dora. Everyone else they didn't really say.
Okay.
They just went in.
I mean, I would assume that they were trying to lose the weight. But again, like, if they were already skinny, you know how some people are. They're already skinny, but they want to lose 5 pounds.
Well, this is like how...
Regina George.
Yeah, this is like how Claire and Dora were.
Okay.
So, when they were older... after, like, everyone died.
Yeah.
Claire and Dora were visiting Victoria, British Columbia, and they saw Linda's ad in the Seattle Times in 1910.
Okay.
So they were wealthy heiresses from England in their 30s with various health complaints and were in pursuit of a cure using natural methods.
Okay.
So they were great believers in what we might today call alternative medicine and had already given up both meat and corsets in an attempt to improve their health. They were not seriously ill, they just suffered from a variety of minor ailments. Dora complained of swollen glands and rheumatic pains.
Rheumatic?
Yes.
Okay. Like I said, romantic. I was like, what are romantic pains? Is she just horny? Like, what's happening?
No, rheumatic pains.
Gotcha.
While Claire had been told she had a dropped uterus.
Okay. Fasting is not going to fix any of that.
Well, to them, they thought it would. Well, they just thought they just wanted help.
Okay.
But the family and friends did not approve of the sisters like doing all this stuff they kept doing. Mm-hmm. So this trip they had kept a secret. So like nobody knew they were here.
Okay, not good.
Nope. So Claire wrote to Hazzard hoping she could help them, and they wanted to stay at her sanitarium in Olalla.
I don't like that name.
Hazzard replied that the sanitarium wasn't ready for patients and instead recommended apartments in Seattle where she could give them treatments until it was ready.
Okay.
They moved into the Buena Vista apartment building in February 1911. Their treatment consisted of drinking 2 cups of broth per day, vigorous walks, hours-long enemas, and pummeling massage treatment.
Enema.
Don't laugh.
Oh, I'm leaving all that in.
On April 22nd, 1911, the sisters were too weak to walk, so they were moved on stretchers to an ambulance and then by boat to Olalla, where they stayed in the attic room in Hazzard's home. 17 days later, Claire died weighing less than 50 pounds. Linda did the autopsy and did not find starvation to be the cause.
Less than 50 pounds. And
yes,
they didn't have a coroner come do the autopsy?
Nope, she did.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, she's not going to find anything wrong since she's doing it.
Exactly. And then a mysterious cable was sent to their childhood nurse, Margaret Conway, who was then visiting family in Australia. It contained only a few words, but seemed so nonsensical that she bought a ticket on a boat to check up on them.
Okay.
She was shocked to find Claire dead and Dora emaciated, yeah, at 50 pounds.
Guys, we are struggling
But we're doing it. She tried to remove Dora from Hazzard's care, only to learn that Hazzard had gained guardianship of Dora, claiming she was mentally incompetent. They had also claimed $2,000 was still owed to them in medical bills, and they wouldn't allow her to leave without paying.
Okay.
Yeah. In Tacoma, British Vice Consul C.E. Lucian Agassiz heard about Dora's situation, and as a fellow British citizen, took interest.
Okay, yeah.
He freed Dora from guardianship and ultimately instigated a court case against Linda for the death of Claire.
Good.
And then when they started researching the case, they discovered that Hazzard was connected to the deaths of several other wealthy individuals.
Okay, so did she only see people that had money? Like, was that kind of her MO? Okay, gotcha.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, so she wasn't in denial. She wasn't Delulu. She knew what she was doing. She knew she was the cause of these deaths, and that was her purpose.
Because many had signed large portions of their estates over to her before they died.
Somebody should have given her a potion. Big potion for Kuzco.
Yeah. One former state legislator, Louis E. Radar, even owned the property where her sanitarium was located. So that's how she got her sanitarium. He died in May 1911 after being moved from a hotel near Pike Place Market to an undisclosed location when authorities tried to question him.
Wait a minute. Was he in the program too?
Yes. That's how she got the property for the...
okay. Well, I wasn't sure, like, when you said that's how she got the property and gave me that look, I was like, was she sucking dick or something? Like...
No, he was in the program and he, like,
gotcha.
he signed away the property
Signed
to
away
her.
his rights, yeah, okay.
And then another British patient, John Ivanflux, had come to America to buy a ranch, but he died with $70 to his name.
It's not a lot of money, even in 1912 or 11.
Yeah. A New Zealand man named Eugene Wakelin was reported to have shot himself while fasting under Hazzard's care. She had gotten herself appointed a minister of his estate, draining it of its funds. At least a dozen people are said to have starved to death under her care, although some claim that the number should be significantly higher.
Yeah, probably.
August 15th, 1911, Kitsap County authorities arrest... Why the heck did I put arrest her?
They arrested her. She was arrested.
Arrested Linda on charges of first-degree murder for starving Claire Williamson to death.
Okay. So they're going after her for one person.
Yes. They could only get her on one.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know, we've had many stories where it's like our last couple stories have been just on that one murder.
Yeah. The following January, her trial opened at the county courthouse in Port Orchid. Spectators crowded the building to hear servants and nurses testify about how the sisters had cried out in pain during their treatments, suffered through enemas.
Yes.
Lasting for hours, and endured baths that scalded at the touch.
What? Okay. That sounds like Nurse Ratched, like the show. Because they put them in like the hot steaming baths. And Nurse Ratched didn't like that. Like they're literally burning them alive in that water, boiling them.
Pretty much.
Gross.
The prosecution called financial starvation, forged checks, letters, and other fraud that had emptied the Williamson estate. To make matters worse, there were rumors, never proven, that she was in league with the Butterworth mortuary, and they had switched Claire's body with a healthier one, so no one could see how skeletal Claire had been when she died.
Butterworth, like the pancake syrup?
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know. I hope not.
Now it makes me wonder how they get their syrup.
Yeah, I hope not.
Okay.
Hazzard refused to take any responsibility for Claire's death.
Of course.
Or the death of any of her other patients. She believed that death in the fast never results from deprivation of food, but is the unevitable consequence of vitality sapped to the last degree by organic imperfection. In other words, if died during a fast, you had something that was going to kill you soon anyway. According to her.
No. Incorrect, ma'am. I beg your finest fucking pardon, but no.
In her mind, the trial was an attack on her position as a successful woman.
Oh.
And a battle between conventional medicine and more natural methods. Other names in the natural health world agreed, and several offered their support during the trial.
Okay.
Henry S. Tanner, a doctor who fasted publicly for 40 days in NYC in 1880, offered to testify in order to hold up the conventional medical fraternity to the derision. of the world. He was never given the chance.
Good. I mean, like I said, I believe fasting does help, but like you said, her methods were fucking extreme. Like in his 40-day fast probably included a little more sustenance than what hers did.
Yeah. The jury was unmoved by her claims of politically motivated persecutions. After a short period of deliberation, they had a verdict. February 7th, 1912, she was sentenced to 2 to 20 years in prison for manslaughter. Many letters asking for her release were written, including a petition signed by 121 New Zealanders. Okay. Stating that the signers look upon Dr. Hazzard's methods of treatment as a boon to suffering humanity and her incarceration as a terrible loss.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Here's the smallest violin.
An appeal was made to the Supreme Court but was rejected.
Good.
December 1913, Linda surrendered herself to the penitentiary.
Penitentiary?
Yes. In Walla Walla.
Walla Walla Bing Bang.
1916, after serving 2 years of prison, she was pardoned by Governor Lister with the stipulation that she moved to New Zealand.
What?
Uh-huh.
What?
Uh-huh. Yeah, he said, okay. But you gotta go away. You gotta go to New Zealand. They can have you since they want you.
So she served 2 years in prison for killing somebody and then was deported.
Pretty much.
Okay.
She continued to practice as an osteopath and published another book, Diet and Disease and Systematic Cleansing.
Okay, so another stipulation of her release should have been she could never fucking do that again.
I know.
She could never author anything. She could never, give advice about that. She could never run another fucking program. That should have been a stipulation.
Oh, just wait.
Oh my God.
She made enough money to return to Olala in 1920 and built a sanitarium, which she called the School of Health.
Dude, no. Fucking no.
Since she was no longer licensed to practice medicine, she called her patients students.
Was she even she wasn't even legitimately licensed. She used a fucking loophole.
Exactly.
Okay.
She continued to supervise fasts until the building burned down in 1935.
Was she in it?
No.
Damn it.
In her early 70s, she fell ill and undertook a fast of her own. It failed to restore her to health, and she died shortly after on June 24th, 1938.
Oh no, imagine that the fasting didn't work.
To this day, all that remains of her sanitarium are a 7-foot tall concrete tower and the ruins of the building's foundation, both now choked with ivy. The location of her downtown Seattle offices, the Northern Bank and Trust Building at 4th and Pike, still stands.
That's interesting. That a bank is there and she was so financially motivated. That's interesting.
After the trial, Dora married an... I wrote marred.
She was marred.
Dora married an old family friend, Reverend Wyndham Allen Chaplin, May 7th, 1914. The two settled in Gloucester, England. Chaplin drowned in August 1914.
Drowned?
Yeah, he drowned. They were on a ship.
Oh.
Yeah, it was only a few months after they got married, too. It was quite sad. Dora is recorded in a ship's passage from Southampton to Java as Evelyn Dorothea. Chaplin was the occupation writer. She died January 2nd, 1945 at 72 years old.
Oh, she lived a long life.
Yes. So this is the diary I was talking about.
Okay.
So March 28th, 1910, Earl Edward Erdman, a civil engineer with the city of Seattle, died of starvation in the Seattle General Hospital. He kept a diary which detailed Hazzard's treatment during the preceding weeks that provides an insight into how she treated her patients.
Okay.
So, February 1st, saw Hazzard and began treatment this date. No breakfast, mashed soup for dinner, which was lunch, and mashed soup for supper.
Mashed soup?
Yes, mashed soup.
What the fuck is mashed soup?
It doesn't say. He just says mashed soup.
Okay.
February 5th through 7th, 1 orange for breakfast, mashed soup for lunch, mashed soup for supper. February 8th, 1 orange for breakfast, mashed soup for lunch, mashed soup for supper. February 9th through 11th, 1 orange for breakfast, strained soup for lunch, strained soup for supper. February 12th, 1 orange for breakfast, 1 orange for lunch, 1 orange for supper. February 13th, 2 oranges for breakfast. No lunch, no dinner.
So it's getting less and less and less.
Yes.
Isn't it supposed to be the opposite? Like you start out with more and then you slowly work your way down?
Yeah. February 14th, 1 cup strained tomato broth at 6 p.m. February 15th, 1 cup hot strained tomato soup, night and morning.
Okay. How do you strain broth? Broth is already strained.
I don't know. Unless it's fresh tomatoes.
Maybe. But it's broth. So it would be what the juice is after you boil it. It's already strained. Oh, whatever.
I don't know.
Okay.
February 16th, 1 cup hot strained tomato soup, a.m. and p.m. Slept better last night. Head quite dizzy. Eyes yellow streaked in red.
Yellow. So he has jaundice.
February 17th, ate 3 oranges today.
Okay.
February 19th, called on Dr. Dawson today at his house. Slept well Saturday night. I don't know who Dr. Dawson is. It didn't tell me.
Probably just the attending physician over the program.
No, that'll be Hazzard.
No, the attending physician.
Oh, I don't know. February 20th, ate strained juice of 2 small oranges at 10 a.m. Dizzy all day. Ate strained juice of 2 small oranges at 5 p.m. February 21st, ate 1 cup settled and strained tomato broth. Backache today just below ribs. February 22nd, ate juice of 2 small oranges at 10 a.m. Backache today in right side just below ribs. February 23rd, slept but little last night. Ate 2 small oranges at 9 a.m. Went after milk and felt very bad. Don't ask me what that means because that's what he wrote. Ate 2 small oranges 6 p.m. February 24th, slept better Wednesday night. Kind of frontal headache in a.m. Ate 2 small oranges 10 a.m. Ate 1.5 cups hot tomato soup at 6 p.m. Heart hit up to 95 minutes and sweat considerable.
No, he's dying.
February 25th, slept pretty well Thursday night. Ate 1.5 cups tomato broth 11 a.m. Ate 1.5 cup tomato broth 6 p.m. Pain in right below ribs. February 26th, did not sleep so very well Friday night. Pain in right side just below ribs and back. Pain quits in night. Ate 1.5 cups tomato broth at 10:45 a.m. Ate 2.5 pump small oranges at 4:30 p.m. Felt better afternoon than for the last week. And this diet continued more or less unchanged until his hospitalization on March 28th. He died that afternoon just before his coworker was to transfuse blood.
So we basically just heard a timeline of his death.
Pretty much.
That's sad. It's real sick. I don't like it. This one's not as bad as the previous ones, but I don't like it.
Yeah, her fasting was not healthy.
No, not healthy. God.
Yeah, let me just eat 1 orange all day.
No. Like, oranges obviously are packed with nutrients, but
you can't survive on 1 orange.
You can't survive on broth.
Yeah.
I mean, like, in famine times and shit, like, that's probably all you had, but, you know, you could have, like, bread or something more substantial, but I don't like it. Yeah. I'm glad she didn't, like, there were no kids involved in this, because that would have been horrific.
Yeah, no, she said, I'm going to leave my kids and my husband.
Well, I mean, that's good, but I'm glad she didn't, like, treat kids. You know, and it's interesting to see, like, if any of those people were actually overweight or obese for them to want to do this program, or just...
Yeah. Well, because, like, Claire and Dora, like, they weren't obese or anything. Like,
they just had the underlying health issues. Small, minuscule.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, those were our stories for this week. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/haunted and homicidal. Become a Patreon paid member at patreon.com/haunted and homicidal. Of course, you guys can send us suggestions or your own paranormal or homicidal stories at hauntedandhomicidal@gmail.com. We appreciate all the support and the listeners over the past couple of weeks. We obviously still struggling here. It's early in the morning. We're on the struggle bus. Okay. So we do appreciate it. Just keep listening. We're going to keep putting them out whether or not you guys like us. So, I mean,
we hope you like us.
We hope you do, but also we're okay if you don't. So that is going to be it for now. We will see you guys again on Thursday.
Bye.
Okay, bye.